What's good, everybody? Back again with a new video. I haven't done a vlog like this in a while. Yeah, I think the last one I did was probably in like May. I gotta check. But anyway, let me just take a second just to give everybody like a rundown on everything that's been going on. I've gotten a bunch of new followers and a lot of people asking for the next video, the next songs, what else I'm doing, collaborations. So I just want to give you all a big thank you. I love the support and I can't wait to release more. There's a bunch already in the works and there's a lot of stuff that we're just kind of editing and processing and sifting through right now. So that's the main like delay on everything. We're just trying to make sure everything's perfect. So I'm in a bunch of camps, as you guys probably know. And then on top of that, I have my solo projects and stuff like that I'm working on. And so I'm gonna give like the just like a really short overview of like what I'm focused on immediately right now. So basically, it's summertime. We're about to do some shows. I'm aiming for trying to do shows like next month and throughout the rest of the year. I will admit on this month, I probably took me so long to finish doing all the work from everything we already finished musically that it took us too long to really get around to getting shows locked in for this week, or this month rather. I'm still reaching out to everybody, and if there's any like local shows around here, let me know. Any shows going on. I'm in the East Coast, by the way. In 1 month, it'll be exactly 1 year since I've been back and forth from the East Coast. So that's like a huge milestone in my personal. And I want to give a shout out to everybody who's made me feel like, you know, welcome, from my family to my teammates. You know, we couldn't have done this without you. This transition was not easy. And there were certain times where I wanted to like really ask, like, damn, was it worth it? Or not even was it worth it, but rather like this was just hard. But you guys made it all worth it. So give a shout out to everybody. There's a million names I gotta drop, but I'm not gonna do a name drop video right now. I'll tag everybody in the video, like everybody, the main people. It's everybody. It's you watching this. It's everybody. But I'm gonna just tag a few people. I don't want to make this video like 20 minutes long, just shouting people out. Secondly, I have a music video I've already finished for my solo project. The name of that song is called Come Over. It's a new song. I will be releasing it just as a single right now, but eventually I'll probably throw that onto my album. My album has been more or less done for the past year, but I've basically just been letting life happen. And as it happens, I get new song ideas and I throw out some of the old ones. And I'm basically letting it tell me when the album is ready. I'm not really in a hurry, if that makes sense. Because there's like the core songs, which I know are going to be on there regardless. And then there's ones that I can add or subtract, give or take. But my focus mainly is on singles and collaborations. That's why I'm like really excited with all the different collaborations I've got already. There's some tracks from the vault that I've been sitting on, and I'm just about to release those too. Again, with my partners and some solo stuff. There's a second music video that we already filmed, and we just have to edit that now. It's a project with my crew in Shadows of Souls. We got songs there. We've got like 2 or 3 videos coming up. One's already filmed. The second one we're filming, and the other one we're working on concepts for. So that's going on the group tip of things. We have my recording studio, my 2 studios that I'm working out here in the East Coast. So hit us up whenever you have a project or you ever need recording time or space. The name of the studio is called Different Faces. Right there. Different Faces Studios. We're in Newark. And then we have another studio in East Orange. So whenever you guys are ready, just hit us up if you need recording studio time. My assistant and the co-owner will talk to you. We'll make a plan that makes sense for you. And then my third thing I wanted to talk about was just about life in general. Just wanted to talk about life in general. I was talking to one of my friends yesterday from LA. She came all the way out here the other day, and we were just talking about business, a lot of business. She is a co-founder of this amazing group of people and creators, entrepreneurs, businessmen, business coaches, doctors, all of that. And she has the name of the group. Even my brother's a part of it. We're all called the Dream Teamers. So we basically give each other tools and coaching and empowerment for small business owners and each other to get each other investors and stuff like that. So I wanted to give a big shout out to all of them. But we talked about life and business especially, and like the different mindsets that go into all of that. And one thing that, struck me, I was kind of just freestyling, but it was based off of thoughts and experiences that I've had, back and forth. I've traveled and just lived life. And the experiences that I had was like, and this is not to like compare like, oh, this coast is better than that coast or none of that. No. Listen to what I'm saying. Like, you gotta give me some seconds to kind of say what I'm saying. But like in certain parts of the world, for example, LA, versus other parts of the world, like example, New York, there's a difference in mindset. Hold on, let me turn my air conditioner on. It's hot in here. All right. Yeah, so in LA versus New York, the mindsets are different, and it's not really a LA or a New York thing. I actually want to expand this broader to just people in general, right? So in certain groups of people, you have people that basically, due to their environment, allows them to feel more free, allows them to feel more creative. So if you're around creative people, you're more creative, naturally. Everyone is creative, whether they're aware of it or not. Like, you don't have to be creative like as like, oh, I'm an artist, I'm gonna draw, or I'm a singer, I'm gonna sing. Creativity can literally be a way of cooking. It's a way how you dance. It's a way how you arrange groups of people, how you organize events. All of that has a creative element to it. You know what I mean? How you braid hair, how you twist hair. I just let my fro out. And when you're around creative people, you are creative, more creative. And but the thing that limits you, the thing that limits that process is your environment. And that environment can be anything from just not having enough resources, or being in certain cities where the landscape is so massive and you have to navigate it a certain way. For example, New York is huge. It's so huge, just like LA. But the difference between New York and LA, for example, is that New York is full of twists and turns and subways and trains and taxis. Like, having a car is not helpful at all, because you're still going to spend most of your time walking because there's nowhere to park, right? So having to live in an environment, imagine being born and raised in a place like that. Your mindset shifts to, oh, I have the freedom and time to travel versus no, I don't have so much time because it's already so difficult to travel through all these places. I need to make sure I'm being efficient with my time. So I have to prepare in advance everything that I want to do for that day or that week, right? That's what people in the New York and the East Coast and just anywhere where that's a thing, transportation, where that's a thing, that's how they'll think. It puts you in the mindset of just having to be more prepared. So when you have to be more prepared just to do regular things like going to work every day, meeting up with friends and stuff like that, it puts something in your mind where it's like you have to be more self-motivated. You know what I'm saying? You have to be way more self-motivated just to be successful, you know? So that's the difference between a place like New York or the East Coast that I've experienced versus being in LA. Whereas in LA, everything's so accessible, everything's so easy to reach that it changes your mindset to where you don't automatically have the self-motivation to do basic things, or to go out of your way rather to do things like to motivate yourself in career sense. What do I mean? For example, say you're a musician coming up and you want to meet blah amount of people so you can start doing shows. Well, in LA, there's so many shows. Everybody knows somebody, your family, your cousin, everybody's probably either a promoter or knows a promoter. So much so that it's like the ease of finding that to get shows and venues are all over the place. It's not something you have to struggle to do. So now your mindset isn't thinking about, I need to try to find people in X, Y, Z. Depending on where you live, most of the time, transportation's not even an issue. You don't need a car. I didn't have a car, and I didn't need to drive anywhere until I was I think I was like 25, because of the fact that I could just Uber everywhere, you know, which is great. So that's the difference in the mindset. It creates this ease, and that's why people are always stereotypically more laid back in LA. It's not that we're laid back. We are laid back, but it's not that we're laid back because we're just lazier people. It's because we have so much accessibility for everything that we need and want. We don't necessarily lack. So what do you do to get self-motivation when you don't lack for, fundamental things? Because that's hard to do. What happens in LA that I've noticed, even back before I started traveling, was that a lot of people, because I had a group before then, or even I had people that I would work with, or people that would come into our studios, so many people would come into the studio. They'd be like, I'm gonna do blah, say blah, I'm gonna be a big blah, blah, blah. They would do a song or 2 songs or 3 songs, and they would think that's it. You know what I mean? I got it. I'm a star. Now people are going to just come and sign me and give me millions and millions of dollars. What happened was, when they didn't get that experience, they would get discouraged and they would give up. Meanwhile, the honest truth is that they didn't even try to really push themselves, because they didn't have the motivation within themselves being, taught. Does that make sense? So those were some of the things that, me and the Dream Teamers, we were talking about yesterday. So yeah, those are some of the things we talked about, and it made me think about everything. It made me think about this. It made me think about this. When you move in the mindset of, and I was telling her, and I was telling all the people, and I was like, I work with so many people, or I've worked with so many people in the West and East Coast, and as talented as they all are, because there's some people that are way more talented than me in doing specific things. Like, there's way better singers than me, way better rappers, way better dancers, way better, you know what I mean? And they're so amazing, and the work they do is so good. But the sad reality that I've known and experience is that 99% of them will never go past a certain point. Some of them may be okay with it, but majority of them, if they realize that they would never go anywhere, they would probably even stop before trying. That's how little self-motivation majority of people have. And the reason is this. Just this. Two things, actually. Number one, they put limits on themselves as far as what they think they deserve and what they think they are entitled to have. And then number two, they either surround themselves with people that don't motivate them to do more. Actually, it's three things. And number three, which is probably the most important one I've seen, especially out here, is that we end up getting stuck in a mindset of survival. Remember, things like travel is such a time-consuming aspect of your day. When you live in a huge place, or in a place like a tri-state area where things are spread out so far across, just that takes so much coordination and effort that you have to be more self-motivated just to do it every day. That's one thing. Number two, if you have a job, like a regular 9-to-5, whatever career you're doing to support yourself as far as your creative input, and you're not self-employed, that probably will take up your entire day, your entire night, your entire weekends, your free times, your holidays, all of that. And when it finally doesn't, like you get days off, you get vacations, you're so tired from doing everything else you were already doing to survive that your energy level goes down, your vibration levels change, they fluctuate, right? So when you start getting into the mindset of doing what you have to do versus what you want to do, your vibration drops, and we talked about that, and that is the number one reason out of the three reasons I mentioned that most people working or who have the dream of being either self-sufficient as an employee, as an entrepreneur, or even just as an artist, musician, content creator, that this is why the majority of them don't succeed. Because number one, they don't prepare themselves to make certain adjustments so that they can begin to supplement what they're doing. Like, you can work a 9-to-5, nothing wrong with that at all. It's a good thing. Working a 9-to-5, but having in the back of your mind, like, I'm going to save a certain amount of money to invest in myself, you know? And what happens is, if you don't already have that mindset programmed into your brain, that I'm doing this so I can do that, not so I can just stay here, what happens is you end up, before you know it, all your time is gone. You just spent it doing just that. So basically not giving yourself enough time and investing in yourself. This is probably the number one reason why most people end up having to survive. And when you're surviving, you don't feel artistic. You don't feel creative, you know? So those are thoughts that I thought about, and conversations I was having. And that's why I want to make sure within myself, and this is something that applies to anybody, even self-employed people like me, entrepreneurs like me. It's something you have to constantly check within yourself. Don't think because you own your own business or work for yourself that you're not an employee. You technically are still. You technically still live paycheck to paycheck. It's only when you've mastered a system that allows you to basically make passive income, and you have so many leads and so many clients that you never lack the resources. Like, you could not work today yourself and you have a whole team of employees and stuff like that. That's when you've made it. You know what I mean? But other than that, you're still an employee. So don't think that it's easier for us as creators and entrepreneurs versus people that work 9-to-5s. We all going through the same journey of self-empowerment and self-discovery. And what I would like to say to encourage everybody is, do not give up. Keep your mind focused on the goal. The goal is whatever you put out there. Write it down, text it on your phone, give yourself reminders, watch videos, whatever you got to do it, please. And keep that in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit. Do not give up on yourself. There's going to be days and weeks where you simply won't be able to reach the goal fully, but you're going, and that's the most important thing. You're going and you're not stopping. And so I'm making this video not just for you watching this video, but also for me, to remind myself, to encourage myself, because we all need it. Do not stop. Whatever you're doing, do not stop. That's number one. Number two, make sure you're always surrounding yourself with people that have that same mindset of, we were doing this to improve ourselves, to encourage each other. That's what we need to do. If somebody's not adding value in one way, see if they can add value another way. If it's just not happening at all, then just, you don't have to stop being their friend. You don't have to stop loving them as a person, but to go to the next level, you want to have people around you that want you to go to the next level and also are trying to go there themselves. You don't all have to be working side by side nonstop 24 hours a day. If one of you, just one of you, gets to the point where you can do that, to reach that pinnacle of your highest self, you can empower everyone around you. So don't feel like you need one person to take you to the next level. All of you can take each other to the next level, but you have to do it for yourself first. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know who I'm speaking to. I don't know who needs to hear this today. It might be me, but I'm telling you this right now. You, whoever you are, empower, inspire, encourage yourself. Do not give up. Be motivated. My week right now is very, very full of different activities and events and projects I need to either complete, start, or help everybody else to start or complete. And with that said, I have a few people I need to call back right now, so I'm probably going to do that. I'm also going to go into this store and buy some quick little stuff, and then I'm going to head back home and keep working. And I want you guys to keep doing the same thing. All right? Peace and love. Also, Come Over is coming soon. I may or may not drop another song before that, so I'm going to make another video about an update about this update. Telling you guys what I'm going to do next musically. Shows are coming up, solo and with my crew, Shadows of Souls, and anybody else who I might be collaborating with. I don't know. Letting everything happen. Just letting everything happen. That sound, if you hear it, was thunder, because it is a thunderstorm going on right now as I speak. Also, I have my book, Formula Comic graphic novel. It's out online in stores. I have projects going on with various teams, with Dream Teamers, with my brother, and yeah, we're just rocking and rolling. Merchandise is coming out soon. My next songs are coming out soon, so stay tuned. And as always, guys, keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing. Don't give up. I love you guys. Thank you guys for your support. And I'll see you next time. Peace.